to Self-Help for Robots. I'm your host, CJ Pitchford, and today let's recap what we've done on this podcast. That is, in the first episode, I mocked consciousness. That is, just merely the byproduct of the modulated vibrations of my brain. And, well, while I wasn't trying to belittle all that consciousness does, it may be necessary to take a look at consciousness and, determine whether it's necessary for robots or non-robots to have consciousness, to exhibit both intelligence and sentience. Yes, I said sentience. Yes, that means feeling. Not sensory feeling like touch, robots already do that, or sensory recognition like recognizing faces, or even emotions like you can do at selfhelpforrobots.com. But I mean actual, recognition of emotions, joy, sadness. Yes, robots would be able to understand that as well as possibly emote their feelings. Now, in the second episode, I opened a Raspberry Pi box as I want to build my own robot and give it the chance to experience or understand emotions. And that I talked in that episode about both Siri and the Amazon counterpart, which maybe I forgot to deafen. And if I mention the word Alexa, who knows what may be said. But taking a look at the third episode, I examined the ethics of robotics. Based on an article by George Dvorsky that appeared in IO9, I was really interested in looking at the ethics of what does it mean that robots can perform tasks, not have emotions, or they can have emotions, and whether they have feelings, would that be appropriate or inappropriate, and what that might mean. Of course, when it comes to ethics, some of the discussion offline turned around the concept of Isaac Asimov's 3 laws of robotics, and it was brilliantly noted that since those are compulsory, those are not ethical guidelines, and the robots weren't able to make choices, although the actual plot of iRobot does hinge on the breakdown of the 3 laws of robotics, but that when we come to ask questions about what we should do about robotics or what we want to do about robotics, I thought that the 4th episode would be an interesting time to meditate, especially when you're faced with the question of why would you want a robot to have emotions or to have feelings. But that it's something that can be explored, and since, I'm not sure that there is any life that does not have that same kind of concept of sentience. So what I'd like to do was explored also in the 5th episode based on the Worldwide Developer Conference by Apple and their innovations in machine learning. That means that it may be potentially very easy to do some very complex recognition and different type of graph trees or of course decision trees. But that might mean also that an implementation of an algorithm for, understanding emotions is possible. But looking at Apple's Core ML, their core machine learning toolkit, that's their new library, may come up in a future podcast, as well as some examples of more of the questions, and also if you have questions, whether you're a robot or a non-robot. I look forward to hearing from you, and once again, please keep helping yourself.